And about your past now, you've lived in many countries. Can you remind us which ones and the age you had back then? I think it's Indonesia, Yemen, Suriname.
Yes,
Was
when I was really young, I think I was 1.5 years old. Um, I went to Indonesia for 5 years, almost 6 years. I lived in Jakarta, but we also went to Anya Beach a lot, which is a very beautiful beach, and to Bali, of course. And so I have beautiful memories of that. And I went to Yemen when I was like 6 to 7, almost, yeah, 7 6 7 years old. And I was there for almost a year, or a year, a little bit over a year. Also beautiful country, beautiful people. And then I went to Indonesia from 8 till 10 almost,
Suriname?
and 8 years old to 10 years old.
To
And
Suriname, right?
to Suriname, yes, yes. And I really loved Suriname because I just loved the relaxed culture and the lovely people. They were so nice, so friendly. So yeah, it was really a big step going from Suriname to the Netherlands, because there was such a big difference in culture. And I was more living on the streets with my friends, going to get ice cream and playing football, skating in the streets, and then going back to the Netherlands where everything was, yeah, I don't know, everybody was so close to each other. It's a lot of people on a small piece of land. And compared to where in other countries where I've been, everybody was really like, living more outside. And yeah, it was a very big change for me coming back to the Netherlands. So, but that was the age, yeah.
About the Indonesia, the Balinese dance, I think, inspired you to create the dance in Indonesia.
Yeah, that's
Is
true.
it right?
I think so, because I'm always doing this, and it's like, and I do it just on feeling. And I remember going to Bali, and these Bali dancers were always doing this with this. They had this theater act with men with masks that looked like a lion, dragon kind of figures, beautiful, of wooden masks, and all these dancers just going about this like this, chasing away danger.
Yes.
And I loved it. I was just like, they're so beautiful, beautiful dress, beautiful makeup, and there are just beautiful faces and everything. And I was just enchanted. Yeah, so I guess I have it from Indonesia.
That's cool. Um, do you think that the fact you've lived in so many countries, live in so different cultures, kind of made you want to keep in touch with so many fans around the world, around social media?
That's the reason why I want to keep in contact. That's the question.
Yes, if
Um,
inspired you.
well, yeah, I think it's important, especially because some people you really get to know along the way. And I know some people's names, and even know the children names. And I see them every time again. And it's fun to talk to people when you've seen them a few times and you know a little bit more about each other. And there's a normal reaction to each other. It's like really relaxed to talk to certain people. And then it's really for me important, of course, to stay in contact whenever I see them. It's like, hey, you're there again. Hi, and how are your kids? Or how is your husband? Or where is your husband?
Yes.
Or where's your wife? And so that's fun for us, yes, of course, because it's lonely on the road, and it's nice to see familiar faces. And but for me it's also because I guess coming back to the Netherlands, in every country you have like cultural differences, and I guess somehow I can understand other cultures a little bit, maybe sometimes a bit more, because I've lived in different cultures and had to adapt myself to other cultures. And I can understand that it's not easy coming back to your own home country like I did to the Netherlands, trying to adjust again to fit in here again, and that was not easy at all. And that I can understand when people are coming to our country and have to fit in because they want to integrate. It's not that easy. We have a difficult country. It's people are nice, but they're very direct, and it's those kind of things you have to get used to, I guess.
Are we sideways?
Oh, let me 1 second. I need to let the cat out. Seriously.
Okay. Hi, Brazil.
Okay, sorry, I'm back.
Hi.
Okay. This is the wrong door. Hey, this is my kitten.
Oh my gosh.
This is Murphy.
Is that a new pet?
Yeah, it's a new pet. So I just woke up apparently. It's like, meow. It's like, oh my God, sorry.
We're actually just talking about getting a new cat.
Okay.
I had the most amazing cat for 18 years, Shermie. It was a Maine Coon. And he died last fall. But he lived a super long, awesome life. We just really miss him. So we're finally at the point where we're like, okay, we want another cat. We want the same kind of cat. He was an awesome cat. So I'm officially looking.
Oh, I was like, actually, my cat just died like a little bit like over a month ago, and wasn't that old, unfortunately. But then, yeah, we can't go without cats. We're just cat people.
That's so funny. Yet another thing that we have in common that I didn't even realize.
Yeah, always had cats. So, but never a Maine Coon. I love those.
They're big. They can get big.
Hairy.
Yeah, that's actually true. And we have a lot of black furniture, like dark colored fabric furniture. And he had a bunch of white. Well, right. But our cat had a lot of white fur. So this time, like, maybe we go for like
take a dark one. More metal also.
You guys have to give us some like recommendation for dinner or something in Amsterdam. Because we've been there a bunch. We've never been there with locals.
Okay, well, I have a lot of addresses, but also the rest of Europe, I also have a lot of ideas where we're going. Yeah. What kind of food do you like?
Well, everything. Well, like when we travel, one of the ways that we like to just like travel and like enjoy and get to know the culture is like eat the local food. Like what's best? Like we're in Greece. Where's the Greek place? You know, we're in Italy. Like a legit Italian place. So yeah, that.
Okay, well, if I have to quote on the Dutch people from, you know, really from the cuisine kind of background, is that they say that Dutch people don't have a typical Dutch food.
That's what I was gonna say. It's everything from everywhere.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what we do very well. So I know a lot of nice places, so Lebanese restaurants and stuff like that. But really Dutch, I don't know. Maybe
that's America too. Just like a melting pot of everything.
Yeah, exactly. Well, maybe you can give me some ideas about when I come to America.
I absolutely
next week. I need some.
Do you know where you're starting? Where do you fly to?
We fly to Minneapolis, so that's where
cool.
Then Chicago, yeah.
Chicago.
Yeah.
I'll do what to do. Ooh, I'm really.
Can't wait. And I like all kinds of food. I was brought up in to eat everything that came on my plate. So my parents used to cook always from Friday to Sunday, and then from African food to all kinds, Indonesian food, really.
Ooh, yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, sometimes it was awesome. Sometimes I really had to eat stuff I really did not like. So it was.
I'll try. I always say I'll try anything once. I'll try anything once.
Good.
Never gonna be able to try that.
Once my parents once made cooked liver, and that was really
Yeah.
And they said, "This is not liver." I said, "This is liver." I know the taste. I hate liver. I don't eat liver. And they said, "This is not liver." I said, "Right."
Yes.
Try to trick me into it, and I tried it, but it was really horrible. So yeah, that taste is the worst ever.
On a personal level, you grew up abroad as well, and I feel it hits you more.
Yeah, and I've lived in Yemen, and to see that country how it is now with all the problems there are, it's heartbreaking because although the culture is very different, and for me being there at that time, I was like 6, 7 years old, and I felt the difference. But people were very nice to me, and they were very loving people, and very, people are people. We all have the same blood, and we're all human. But differences can be in the way of a lot of things, and I felt that also in a very young age. That I felt like girls are very different from boys in that culture. Even at that young age, I felt that, and that felt, for me, a bit difficult at times. And I realized it also in that young age, but I also felt that people were very nice to me and they were very sweet in a way. So I didn't judge it in a way, but I felt that there was a difference just in culture. And that's something what I still see. Nothing has changed. Culture is still there and standing in the way of us understanding each other.
Yeah, I guess when you are that young and it's sort of the first memories that you form, it must be difficult to sort of understand the world around you as well, especially since your parents were expats as well.
Yeah, well, I think I got to understand it quite early because of it, because I lived in Yemen, but also in Suriname and in Indonesia, back again to the Netherlands, and in between I traveled to Africa, to America with my parents because they were just they had the job expat as expat because they loved traveling, and so I saw on a very early age all corners of the world, which I think at that time I didn't like it that much because I never got chance to really get friends on an early age. I don't have friends from when I was growing up because everybody, well, you got disconnected constantly. But on the other hand, what I think is something that enriched my life was seeing so many different cultures and understanding it now better, why we have this conflict in a way as well.
Do you feel like having to move from place to place and such, do you feel like that also contributed in you being a touring musician?
No, because I actually hated that very much. And I hated my parents for having that job at the time because, like I said, I felt I needed friends in an early age and I didn't have them because every time I got I found a place and I found friends, I had to leave them within a year or two, and people knew that it was also difficult to connect with people because of it. And from that whole time, I only have one friend left actually from the first 10 years I grew up, and she's very dear to me, and I still see her today because she had the same kind of life. Her parents were expats as well, but yeah, I found it more difficult.